I think, one, you got to start with pace of play. Virginia's a team that's want to walk it up the court. They want to play more of a half-court style. Very good defensive team. Duke has to get out and transition, run, play up to their – because you got those two wing guys. You want to get out and get some easy buckets. You got to think about the Achilles heel of Duke. They don't shoot threes well, only shoot 30%, and then the free throw shooting can become a problem. When you talk about your two best players only shooting 65%. So you put those two things in perspective, that's the only way you're going to really beat Duke. But for Duke to avoid the upset, just get out in the break. Let those two wings get out there, and so you don't have to play a half-court game.
Now, I like the game plan as far as Duke being able to play with pace. Coming into the tournament, not only was Duke the worst shooting three-point team, but out of I think 330th ranking in three-point shooting in NCAA this year. We've never seen a team win a tournament that shoots the ball from the three worse than Duke does. So that's their Achilles heel. So slowing down the game for VTech, playing the style for which they want to, taking advantage of their possessions, trying to pound the ball inside against Duke, because we saw even last week, I know we don't have a 7'6" guy in Taco, but they are challenged from a defensive standpoint at center. I like the standpoint of getting up and down. Don't let that defense get set. And you don't want to continue to try to win a game at the free throw line, which we've seen has been pivotal in some of these games.
All last week we asked whether UCF had figured out how to stop Zion, how to stop Duke, because they played him so tight and so close. What was that blueprint they took away that maybe Valtech could take with them?
They did put a blueprint out there how to play Duke, not necessarily Zion, but how to play against Duke. One, you got to let them shoot threes. They played kind of a boxing two. It was kind of hard to see. When you got 7'5" guy, 7'6" guy, you can't really tell. But it like a boxing two, and they forced other guys on the team to make shots. And that's why Duke struggled, because those other guys wasn't in that position before all season, where they took Zion away and R.J. Barrett for a while before those guys got going. I think that's one way you beat them. And obviously, if they get close to the basket, you got to foul them, put them on the foul line, make them make free throws. And you have to try to see if you can force Zion and R.J. Barrett into foul trouble. Duke only plays 7 guys against UCF. They're not very deep. So if you can get to that bench, you have a legitimate opportunity to beat them too as well.
I like that as far as trying to get to that bench. VTech played them late in the season. Zion wasn't there. So not only are they looking at the UCF video, they're looking at other teams that had some success, not a lot of teams. Pound the ball inside to Duke. Try to make them get into that bench. What if Zion is able to get into foul trouble? I believe those are the models that you have to do to try to beat Duke, and just rely on the 30 games of film that they're not going to be able to hit the three. They're shooting 41% in three-point range. I don't think that's continuous, and it's going to have to not continue if VTech's pull off.
I think also we got to remember, too, Virginia Tech has beat Duke before. So I think that's a little confidence builder for them going in. Obviously, Zion didn't play, which is huge, but Justin Robinson didn't play either for Virginia, who's one of their better players. There's their point guard. So both teams were missing their stars.
Has Zion already cemented himself as an icon coming out of the college game? Is there something he can do in the tournament a la Carmelo Anthony to really set himself apart from everyone else out there?
Well, I think that the story is still yet to be told as far as who he is in college basketball, that we know that a tournament run can change how people look at things. Steph Curry, great regular season. Kevin Durant, great regular season, but not a great tournament. Steph Curry, great tournament. That's what we remember him scoring all those buckets for Davidson. You mentioned Melo, the great run that he went on. The reason why we don't call Melo that he's not a champion is because we saw that young kid as a freshman put the whole university on his back and be able to get Syracuse through the national championship. So I believe that it's important. And Nick mentioned something, too, and I know for you, you've been successful at every level. Let's not forget how important it is for an athlete to build his resume, to be excellent at all levels. Because now we look back on the tournament, you're talking about triple-doubles. I mean, go back to, oh, man, who's ever done that? Oh, Draymond Green, some of the better pros that we've seen. So I believe it's important. If I'm out there, to play well, and I think Zion thinks the same thing.
Yeah, he wouldn't have never came back. He had the option not to come back, and nobody would have been mad after he got hurt. So for him to come back, he wants to leave a mark, and obviously being in the Sweet 16 is not obviously. It's still a great accomplishment, but I think he wants to get to that Final Four.
And especially they're the favorite. Yeah,
and have an opportunity to play for time. It kind of reminds me, remember Larry Johnson?
Yeah.
That's kind of reminds me of Larry Johnson. When you look at his body type, we haven't seen a guy like that with that body type, athletic ability, but they also was on very good teams. You got to remember, Zion is playing with probably the 3rd pick, the 5th pick. Those, like, a lot of guys got that. He's not a mellow ways by himself, but he's playing with other good players, too, as well.
Antoine, how did winning the NCAA tournament prepare you for the NBA? Is there something you could pass along to a guy like Zion that maybe winning the whole title, it's enough information that you could actually take with you to the next level?
That's tough. I think the biggest thing you take out of this is it's a one-lifetime opportunity that you get a chance to play in the Final Four, get a national title, something you can remember for the rest of your life, to be a part of a special group, especially at Duke with so many great players that have played there. You can separate yourself in that conversation.
Yeah, I think that you talk about some of your best friends, and you got guys you play with in the NBA and everything, but the special group, not only going back to high school, but that Kentucky group, when you guys won a title. You say you guys currently still are on a group text.
Yes.
So everyone you play with in college, they're not going on to be all NBA. They're not going on to play in all-star games. So that connective tissue that you develop, I believe that it's very, very important just to have balance in your life. And those friends, they play an important role in this overall development.
It seems like this group is really close. You hear them talk and and then I think when he came back, he set the precedent. It wasn't just about basketball. It's about accomplishing something with these group of guys that they started.
You both think Duke's still going to win, even how they almost threw the scare they had in the last round? You both still on Duke's?
Most of the teams that have won, they have a game like that where they aren't able to play well. I don't believe in this day and age. You hear me all the time. I talk about Ben Simmons. When you struggle shooting the basketball, you bring upset into the picture. The three-point line is the most significant thing in college basketball and pro basketball. That's either shooting it and or defending it. So Duke, being the worst team in the tournament, no, it's on the board that they can lose.
Threes, yeah.
You got to understand this too. With Zion and with this group, they came in with a goal, and that was to win it all. You could tell this is a different group of freshmen, a different group of guys. And when he came back, I was like, I know they're trying to do something special.
All right. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.